like to listen to the story about Pinocchio, about the boy who wanted to be, no, about the puppet who wanted to be a real boy. It's not a boy who wanted to be a puppet. So Pinocchio was made from a pineal tree. I mean, a pine tree was made into a puppet. And then his story was like he his biggest wish was to be a real boy, not to be a puppet. So what does it mean to be a real boy? He wanted to be real. Why? What's up with the story of Pinocchio? Here's what I'll tell you. Now you see, when we say Pinocchio, what does it sound like? The first letter of Pinocchio is pine. Okay, it's made from a pine tree. We understand that, but what else does pine represent? It represents a pineal gland. It's a gland that is in between your brain, in between the right and the left hemisphere, right inside. It's called the third eye. That is a pineal. It's a gland. It's right there. So even a pine represents that thing. If you could see maybe a pope holding a pine cone, or the Anunnaki, anybody holding a pine cone, it represents that pineal gland. So Pinocchio. So now we just derive the word pine. It comes from pine, cone, pineal gland. So his third eye is the pineal gland. So his name is Pinocchio. Now we go to the second word. We've just derived pine. Now we're trying to put together ocular. Ocular, what does it mean? It has something to do with the eyes. When you say ocular, you're referring to eyes and seeing. So his name is Pinocchio. Pinocchio. So he's pineal ocular, which is basically the pineal gland that sees, the eye that sees. So Pinocchio just means third eye. Basically, what they mean is he's trying to awaken his third eye and become a real conscious person, a human, a real boy. That's how you become conscious. You awaken consciousness inside your third eye and become a real boy. That is the story of Pinocchio. And why did he have his friend as a cricket? A cricket. A cricket is that insect that likes to make noise every night, and it only make noise at night. You can never hear a cricket during the day because a cricket, it vibrates in our third eye and it induces sleep within us. So I think that is why they use the cricket as his conscience. A cricket is an animal that it's an insect that sounds at night. You can never hear a cricket during the day, and it induces sleep. It induces us, it puts us into the sleeping state, so we can enter the sleeping state more naturally. So that is why his conscience is a cricket. It's like a symbolism. Like some people use crickets as pets. They keep them in the house so that they can induce better sleep from that sound that the cricket makes. So that's the story of Pinocchio, Pinocular, third eye. Excuse me, you awaken the third eye and become a real human, because not every person is a human. There's a difference between an intellectual being and a human being. An intellectual being is a person who is controlled by the mind. They haven't awakened consciousness. So they don't have inner light that Christ consciousness. They don't have it. Just like they don't have chakras inside that are awakened, so they're not human, they're not light men. Hue means light, color, so they don't have light within themselves. Maybe they have a dark aura, so they are just intellectual mammals. And then there's a human being. A human being is a person who has developed light within themselves and awakened consciousness and are living consciously and not just living mechanically and controlled by the intellect, but they're controlled by intuition and they're awakened. Their third eye, their pineal ocular, the third eye is awake. So they have light, just like in Matthew they say, let thine eye be the lamp of the body. If thine eye be single, then the whole body is full of light. So if the pineal gland, the ocular, the third eye is single and awakened, your whole body shall be full of light, and you can be a human being instead of just being an intellectual mammal like most people are. So that's the take from Pinocchio. Until next time, we'll talk about Santa in my next video. But yeah, I hope that I will, what, what must say? I hope that raised an aha to somebody. So yeah.